Everyone is asking me the same question lately. Noura, can I just use Claude for my taxes? And I get it. It is everywhere. Your friends are talking about it. Maybe you've already tried it yourself. So today I decided to stop giving a one-line answer and actually show you. Here's exactly what we are covering in this video. First, I'm going to show you live on screen what Claude actually does when you ask it a real tax question. No edits, no filters, you will see it in real time. Second, I'm going to show you where it breaks down, because it does break down and the details matter. Third, I'm going to tell you what a real tax professional does that AI simply cannot. And I think this part will surprise you, especially if you've been working with someone who hasn't been doing any of it. And at the end, I have a free resource for you that I think every business owner and employee should have, whether you use AI or not. Stay with me through this whole video, because the part most people miss is not the demo. It's what comes after it. Let's get into it. Before I show you the demo, let me be clear about what Claude actually is. It is an AI, a very sophisticated one. It can pull together information, explain concepts in plain language, and give you a general starting point on a lot of topics, including taxes. And yes, people are using it. I've had clients come into meetings having already asked Claude questions beforehand. And sometimes what it told them was not wrong exactly. It was just incomplete. It was general. It didn't know their state, their entity structure, what happened in their business last year, or what they are planning for next year. It's a little like asking a very well-read friend who studied accounting in college. They might say something that sounds right, but would you make real financial decisions based on what they told you over dinner? I wouldn't, and I don't think you should either. Let me show you exactly why. Okay, I'm going to ask Claude something I hear from clients all the time. I own a small cleaning business. This year I spent money on cleaning supplies, a new vacuum, gas for driving to clients, a phone I use 70% for work, and a meal with a potential clients. Which of these are tax deductible and how do I categorize them? Let responses generate fully. Okay, so it gives you a list. It tells you which expenses are generally deductible. It even mentions the business use percentage for the phone. And honestly, as a starting point, it's not terrible. But here's what it didn't ask you. Are you an LLC, an S corporation, or a sole proprietor? Because that changes how every single one of these is reported. What state are you in? Did you use that vacuum exclusively for business, or did it cross into personal use at any point? Was that client's meal documented properly? Because the IRS has specific requirements around meal deductions that go well beyond one sentence. A general answer is not a tax strategy, and a general answer is definitely not protection if you ever get audited. Let me try one more. This one is bigger. I am a small business owner who made $180,000 this year. What tax strategies should I use to reduce what I owe? And here's where it really shows its limits. It gives you a list of things that exist: retirement accounts, home office deductions, depreciation. Fine, these are real things, but it has no idea which ones apply to you, in what order, in what amount, or how they interact with each other on your actual return. That is not a strategy. That is a list of topics. Real tax planning, the kind that actually moves the number, requires someone who knows your full picture and build a real plan around it. And that's bringing me to the part of the video I really want you to hear. A real tax professional is not just filing your return. And if that's all you are getting, you are not getting enough. Here's what real tax planning actually looks like. We don't wait until October or December to have the conversation. By then, there often isn't enough time to implement anything meaningful. A good advisor is working with you now, in the spring, in the summer, whenever you are ready, so there is enough runway to actually put a strategy in motion before the year ends. We ask you questions Claude would never think to ask. What are your revenue projections for the rest of the year? Are you planning to hire? Are you thinking about buying equipment? Do you have dependents? Are you contributing to retirement? Because every single one of those answers changes your tax picture. We also look backwards, and this is something I want you to really hear. You can amend your tax return going back to 3 years. So if you've been working with someone who was just doing data entry and never had these conversations with you, there may still be money you are entitled to recover. Don't assume it's too late. And then there is accountability. When you work with a real tax professional, someone's name is on that return. Someone stands behind the work. Someone is there if the IRS comes calling. Claude doesn't do any of that. It gives you a general answer and moves on. It has no stake in whether that answer was right for your specific situation. Now, let me talk to you directly. If you have been using Claude to get quick answers, I am not here to shame you. Curiosity is fine. If it helped you understand something you were confused about, that is okay. But please don't make real financial decisions based on what an AI tells you. Don't structure your business based on it. Don't decide not to report something because Claude said you do not have to. The stakes are too high and the answers are too general. What I want for you is to actually understand your own finances, to walk into a meeting with your tax professional and ask smart questions, to know enough to recognize whether the person you are paying is actually doing their job or just entering your numbers and moving on. Because there is a difference, and you deserve to know what that looks like. That's exactly why I put together a free guide, a list of the most common tax deductions for both employees and business owners. Not so you can file your own taxes, but so you know what to look for, what to ask, and whether the opportunities that apply to you are actually being captured. Link is below, download it, go through it, and honestly ask yourself, has my tax professional ever walked me through any of this? AI is not going away, and I am not telling you to ignore it. But there is a difference between general information and a personalized strategy, between a list of topics and an actual plan, between a tool that answers questions and a professional who knows which questions to ask. Claude can tell you what a tax deduction is. It cannot tell you whether you are leaving money on the table right now. It cannot sit across from you and say, based on everything I know about your business, your goals, and your numbers, here is exactly what I would do. That takes a human. That takes experience. That takes someone who is genuinely invested in what happens to you. That takes someone who is genuinely invested in what happens to your money. Your finances are not the place to experiment with curiosity tools. Find the right professional, ask them the hard questions, and make sure the person you trust with your money is actually earning that trust. If this video was helpful, please share it with someone who's been wondering whether they can just use AI for their taxes. Now they will have a real answer. Before I go, if we haven't met yet, my name is Noura Masri. I help business owners stop overpaying in taxes. See you next Monday.